Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Range Rover Velar. In the front, very interesting daytime running LED lights signature, but also full LED lights from standard equipment, optional then with matrix LED for the high beam. This dark front grille is because we have this R dynamic pack here today. Also dark writing, we'll also see some other elements like this contrasting to this dark blue tone color. You'll also see it at the side profile, this R dynamic design package you can have to get a little bit more sporty touch to the vehicle. Other than that, it's an SE trim you can see here today. 4.80 meters or 15'7" is the total length of the Range Rover Velar, and pretty strange because it's only 7 centimeters longer than the Jaguar F-Pace and 5 centimeters shorter than the Range Rover Sport. So I wasn't really sure why they did this vehicle, because it doesn't differ that much in the length, but it does in many other aspects that are also coming up in the review. Other than that, the design here with those contrasts in copper color looks pretty spectacular. 17 to 21 inch rims, those ones here are 20 inch in black together with winter tires. Then the typical Range Rover design, but here it's flatter and also falling down more towards the rear. Interesting also those door handles, you can press them, then they come out and you can then control them. It's a nice emotional feature, but also one of those elements where you can think, is it maybe overdone? What is your opinion on that one? And in general, when you rate this one here against the other Range Rovers, do you like this one best? I think for sure a very modern tech style design. And to the rear, LED taillights, again in this squircle form, Velar badge right there. Also here in the dark frame for the very sporty look again. You've also seen the dark frame around the windows, horizontal stress right there, and you can see this sporty wing up there too. The platform, by the way, the very same than the Jaguar F-Pace with the all-new aluminum platform that saves weight, and so those are basically siblings too. This 3-liter V6 diesel with 300 horsepower, D300, then there's also D240, 2-liter with 4 cylinders, 240 horsepower, or also with 180 horsepower. And petrol side, going also from strong to weak, 3-liter 6-cylinder, 380 horsepower, or the 2-liter 4-cylinder with 300 horsepower, or with 250. The seating position is really comfortable. As I said earlier, you can also stay with the base seats. The seat form will also be fine, but here, those ones here with the premium textile package by Quadrat, I mean, you can drive hours and hours and hours and will not get any back pain. This is also, you know, what would be my favorite part of this car, this comfort. So really superb. There's no panoramic roof built in here. You can get it optional. Then headroom, well, it's plenty still left. I'm 1.86 or 6'1", and I really find myself very well positioned here. So for tall drivers, definitely thumbs up. Well, here the interior overview. First of all, the black part here on top, little soft touch here, a little harder here, but it has this nice structure, premium alike. We know that from other Range Rover models. Then the screen, you can see it tilt a little bit towards you, that you can better read it. This 10.2-inch screen is standard then too. Just the digital gauges are optional. Here again, what we've seen in the inside of the doors, soft touch, and it looks great, feels great. Wow, just fantastic that they try some different stuff out here. A second screen below that, for example, for climate stuff, seating, and also off-road modes. Instruments, all digital here if you want so, it's optional. And then left side speed with a digital speedometer, and also the aerodynamic design, and in the middle part you can have the driving mode information, for example, or also GPS information. What about the rear compartment? Well, as a seat as I would be driving, for a tall driver, there's still some knee room left. Considering the length of the vehicle, and that's the SUV, it's not the best package. So no problem with 4 adults, but I would have expected to have a little bit more leg room here, I have to admit. Headroom is no problem at all. I mean, it's a Range Rover, it should have enough headroom, and you know, still it's a spacious feeling here somewhat, but not considering the length of the vehicle still. Interesting that I can adjust the back part of the seat electronically. So what about the loading area? Well, it is really high, so you can put things in and out very easily. And you also have the full replacement tire here. Well, nice in off-road situations, and some really like to have that. But then the disadvantage is it is so limited in a height for an SUV, and it's so narrow. So the trunk is actually the biggest downside of this vehicle. Also, this cover here is like not really good for a premium vehicle. It can go out of the rails, so that should have been done better. You can, however, flip the seats. When you have both activated here, they also go back. Then you can load things through. Well, the visibility is to some extent good because you have these upright windows. Also, the rear is actually fine. Of course, some other older Land Rover models have a little bit better visibility. At this one, here's also with a design focus, but you can surely live with that. The air suspension here is set up in a way that you still get the feeling of having the Range Rover, but it's not that softly tuned than with the bigger Land Rover or Range Rover. So, and I think that's maybe also a good decision because it gives you a little bit more flexibility here. So when I'm doing some slalom, the steering seems to be a little bit more precise, less off-roadish. So with the bigger ones, you have more play in the steering because that can help you in off-road situations. And here in the city, for example, also when I want to be a little bit more agile in driving, it helps me better when I have more precision in the steering wheels. Just in the demo, wow, how much sovereignty does this diesel have? So I'm not exactly a diesel fan, but this one here is so powerful and sovereign that it is also fun to drive it. I can show you some more acceleration in the sport mode. You can always switch that around in the shifting lever when I'm doing like 70 to 100. Let's go. That's it. What you can also do, also when you're in a D mode, you can always do that, you know, on your own manually. So using the shifting pedals, shifting down, D6, 5, 4 even, then you're at a higher RPM and it can accelerate out better. You hold the right shifting pedal to go to the automatic mode again. Now more dynamic change. You have still this tilting, typical Range Rover tilting, which you do want when you buy such a vehicle from the air suspension. A little bit more than with other vehicles who probably don't have the air suspension, but again, it's a little bit reduced. So this one here already gives you dynamic driving fun. And now to our conclusion here today, Range Rover Velar. Well, from the exterior, I think one of the most beautiful cars they have at the moment. Very modernly designed, such a flat design, the flattest Range Rover so far. Yes, on the coast of some off-road capabilities, no off-road gear reduction, but this is really targeting at the customer group which is not going really hard off-road. I think that's pretty much okay then. It's not too long, and I was wondering at first, you know, similar in the F-Pace, similar with the Range Rover Sport, but then again, you know, with the new chassis and stuff, and a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. It drives also lighter. It's a little bit more fun to drive, but still you have this upright seating position with the command drive of the Range Rover, a car that is more suitable when the very big Range Rovers, for example, are too big for you or too big for the feeling you want to have inside. And of course, the new interior concept. Base seats, at least in most markets, have also this textile leatherette mix, very well done. And also then the inside here with the test we have today with the Quadrat special premium textile package. This is the new definition they have for the luxury vehicles, that they want to be also more sustainable, a really crucial point and the most important one to me. And this is indeed one of the vehicles where I have to say, I really want to keep it. Yeah, okay, maybe an alternative drivetrain to make it even more eco-friendly then, although it is a big SUV, maybe CNG or full electric or whatever. But this one really, dear Santa, would be quite nice. What do you think? Do you really like it? Tell me your opinion in the comments, let's discuss it, and also join us next time.